What's up, y'all? It's Brianna Lynn here, and today I'm back at it again with another video. And usually y'all see vlogs from me, mainly vlogs, a little try-on haul here and there. But today's video is a sit-down video about PV because I have been getting a lot of DMs, comments asking, can I do help basically PV 25, transitioning from high school to college. I don't really know what goes on over here, so I'm here to tell you, the tea. It ain't that much tea. So I decided I wanted to do a series called Surviving PV. It may go on throughout the summertime, me just helping y'all, giving y'all knowledge before y'all come on campus. Because when I tell you, you cannot come here not knowing what you're supposed to know. Somebody got to put you on game, and if ain't nobody gonna do it, I'll do it for you. This video is a Q&A. The questions that I got are from last year, when COVID had first started, and well, not really first started, but kind of sort of. And I didn't want to really answer these questions back then because my freshman year, like I said, COVID had hit, so I didn't really get to experience PV all the way to, just to answer these questions, these particular questions that the person had, sent or whatever. So yeah, I feel like I didn't, did a little campus life stuff. I have a little bit of knowledge, so I can spread my knowledge to y'all. So without further ado, let's get into these questions. The first question is kind of long. I'm slimming down a little bit, but she said, I saw some people online say that the professors were struggling in the beginning of the pandemic with online learning. Do you think they have improved since then? Honestly, I can say in the beginning the professors were struggling, but you kind of have to give them a little leeway. It was it was a transition for everybody. I wasn't used to online classes. Professors probably weren't used to, online classes when they have been doing this, face-to-face for a minute. But now, most classes on PV campus are in person. So don't be thinking that you finna, and look at that. My professor emailed me right now. Some professors have good communications, and I have another video that'll go into the professors wise. I'm gonna say right now, rate my professor. It's easy to just go on there, search up the professors and see what other students say about them. But I feel like they have definitely improved since then. But you always gonna have that one professor. So rate my professor is gonna be your best friend in college, y'all. Don't set yourself up. The next question is, do you think the school is doing well in the academic category? Yes, actually, I just left from the honors ceremony today. I should have vlogged, but it was a moment for me. So I was too in the moment to pull in the camera and vlog. But I did go to the honors ceremony, and they said that it was about 7,000 students, I believe. Don't get me wrong, but I could have sworn he said it was 7,000 students that made the honor roll this year, Dean's List honor roll. So that's very good because I believe it's 9,000 people on campus. So that's more than half the campus, on the Dean's List and honor roll. It was a lot of students in there. Ruth, our president, she said she asked for people from each section to volunteer to come up stage, and she gave, I believe, 17 people $1,000. So yeah, our school is doing very well in the academic category. The next question is there anything that you heard that happened that made you worry about PV, or anything that happened while you were there? Before coming here, I never really had heard anything happen on campus that made me not want to come on campus. But I will say the past few events that have been really been going on is burglaries in campus, in the phases. Yeah, mainly in the phases. It's not in the square. They recently had one in the UC, and then they nothing. I don't really hear nothing in the View. They do have some criminal activity that goes on, but I feel that's really at every campus. And I feel the the security here does need to, you know, tighten up a bit, because it was like 19 burglaries. You can look this up, by the way. It was like 19, I think, burglaries in the phases over the break. So I'm gonna just say now, over the break, you know, when we leave for winter break and you gone like those like weeks, because I think it's like 4 weeks. Take your stuff with you. Like, be mindful that people do, like, you know, try to break in, and be mindful of who you bring into your, like, your house. And like, don't just be bringing everybody. Like, people be having these like kickbacks and game nights with like strangers. Like, you don't just invite strangers into the place where you live, where all your valuables are at. So be mindful of that, because, you know, people are thieves. The next question is, how is campus life? Campus life is pretty good. You know, we're still transitioning from COVID. So a lot of things like events that go on campus, most of the time you need a wristband. Do you have a wristband?
Hi, how are you? Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. You have a wristband?
No.
Why you can't get in? You need a wristband.
Because you can't get in without a wristband, and they mean that. Once like it's at capacity, that's it, and you're gonna be so mad that you didn't get in. If you watch my homecoming vlog, you'll know they were supposedly doing like a little hump day in the rec, and it reached capacity, and then after that everybody like had to, you know, find something else to do. And most of the time we will find something else to do, but yeah, a lot of things are like, once it gets to capacity or this and that, it's done. Campus life, I would say, is okay. The MSC is open. You can like sit down and go eat. It was closed for like a little while when we came back on break. Now it's not. Everybody is friendly. Like, everybody is friendly here. Like, I don't know, the campus life is just really, it's really good. And I feel like it can be different for everyone, especially like me. I'm not really outgoing, but I have stepped out of my comfort zone and start like going to like many events. And plus, y'all know I'm a pal, so like, duh, I have to go to events and like, you know, see my building and stuff like that. Like, just go out. Like, I always say, like, you'll never have this experience again. So just make like the most of it. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, just go out, do stuff. Go to any event that you see, because I promise it's gonna be a memory and a vibe. The next question is, has COVID changed party life on campus? Has the party life really changed? Y'all, I don't think the party life really changed, because my freshman year, like I said, everything was shut down, but those parties still was going on and they still was live. Like, if you see my Spring Fest vlog, go back and watch it. Like, we was out there. We was definitely out there. I don't think, you know, it's this little stigma between old PV and new PV, because, you know, new PV don't really know the traditions and this and that. But I feel like the party life hasn't changed. Like, it's still a part. You know what? Let me say this. PV is not a party school. We don't have parties every day. The only time we really have a party every day is when it's homecoming and Spring Fest. So that's like once out of every semester. So don't be coming here looking for like, you know, parties and all that, because we're not a party school. I will say that our parties be live, so that's probably why people think we're a party school. And when we have parties, everybody comes to our parties. So yeah, I don't think that the party life on campus has really changed. If anything, it's getting way better than it was last year, because, you know, it's a lot more people on campus. Because last year it was not everybody like came on campus because of COVID, but now like everybody is back and yeah, it's live. The next question is, do you think the school is doing well trying to control COVID cases on campus? Like I said, these questions are like from last year, but I feel like they can still apply. You know, with now, because COVID is still a thing. I will say that the school is doing well trying to you know, control the cases on campus. In front of the MSC, we have a kiosk where you can get a COVID test or whatever, and that's like any day. Like, it's I think they usually close about like 5 or something like that. But yeah, you can go get tested, and then sometimes we have like little vaccination like pop-up clinics, like they'll come and you can get like your vaccination and all of that. Wearing masks is not mandatory, but they would like you know, to wear masks. But that's, you know, something that you would have to decide if you do. So I feel like in our university case, they are trying to control, you know, COVID, giving us, you know, options. So yeah. The next question is, what is something you don't like about PV that could be improved, and what's something that you like? I have to think about this because I really love my HBCU. I feel like one thing that I don't like about PV that could probably be improved is housing. And I think that everybody, like anybody that you ask at PV, if they could change, like if PV could change anything or like improve anything on campus, they will say housing and parking, because parking is horrible. Like they give out parking tickets for any and everything, and it just builds up. And for housing, when it's time to, like, you know, do your housing for the next semester, it's always confusing. You know, they always try to put the sophomores in the phases. Like I stayed in the square both years, but when I was coming into sophomore year, I was trying to sign my lease for here again, but they gave me a lease to the phases, and I was just like, what? And you can ask like anybody, PV25, you can ask them. Most of them who were in the square are going to the phases. So PV26, if you got a lease to the square, 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be in the phases the next semester. And they don't care. Like they want the phases to be basically the sophomore housing. Don't matter if you honors or anything, you're gonna be over there. And I feel like if they're gonna do that, then they can at least renovate the phases, because I mean the phases been like that since my daddy been like went here. My daddy is 39 going on 40, so that should tell you, know, a lot. Like some of them, I know they probably have like hardwood floors, but most of them have carpet, and that carpet stink. Like nobody wants to stay there. Like I'm not trying to down or anything, but I just feel like with all the money, you know, PV get, they can renovate the phases, you know, throw a little hardware up in there, something, change the couches, because I know some people say that like they have couch covers, like, you know, the little cloth things to put over their couches, because the couches be like torn and ripped and stuff. So I feel like that's definitely something that PV could improve, is the housing process and the phases. Like the square is nice, the view is nice, the UC is nice compared to, you know, other colleges, like living situations their freshman year. Something that I do like, I like the yeah, because she said what's something you don't and what's something that you do like. I like just the atmosphere. I say atmosphere, that's the word. I feel like I'm not saying it right, y'all. It's like a big family, and that's honestly like what drew me to PV, was like it's just a big family. You know, I didn't really come from like a high school that was, you know, mostly black. It was kind of mixed, but it was like more white. Not really more white than, but y'all know what I mean. Coming here, like the culture changed, the culture shock, period. Like from the band. If y'all not doing anything, go watch March on CW. It's like a kind of like a documentary type thing, reality show about like our PV band and the dancers and all of that. Like that's really cool. Like I just love PV, bro. And like being at PV can get you so many opportunities. Like just wear your PV gear in the store, you'll see somebody like alumni that went, and they'll be like, oh, you went to PV or you go to PV? Be like, yeah. And you never know, they can give you an internship. So like PV is just the place to be. That's all I can say. You'll see when you get here. Next question and last question is, what is something you wish someone would have told you about PV? So something that I wish that somebody would have told me about PV is how country it is. Like I knew that it was country. Maybe it's gonna be some like late nights where you're hungry, especially if you're a freshman, you live in UC, all you're gonna be able to call is Domino's, because Checkers that's right down the street, sometimes they don't got lettuce, sometimes they ain't got meat, sometimes they out of fries. Like, they be out of like the main things, so you can cross that out. Then McDonald's, it closed like at I believe like 10 or 11 or 12 sometimes. It's not a 24-hour McDonald's, so you can cross that out. Jack in the Box line be to the road, so you can cross that out. And if you really want to get some food, you're gonna have to drive all the way to Cypress. So yeah, I wish somebody would have told me, you know, like, this is the country for real. I mean, they got the taco truck, but you don't want to eat tacos every day, bro. So just be mindful, baby. You're in the country. And we also, oh, another thing, I wish somebody would have told me that the Wi-Fi was horrible here. Like, you'll literally be like, you know, typing up your essay and it'll be like connecting. I'm like, wow, like, you'll miss, like, don't wait till 11 to do your homework, bro. Do that at least like 2-3 hours in advance, even the next day, because you never know when the Wi-Fi is gonna go out. Like, even though I stay in the square, good housing, the Wi-Fi like cuts out like randomly. Also, like in my room, like if I go like right there, I don't get service. If I go in my restroom, I won't have service. Like, I can't call people. I just wish somebody would have told me this before I got here. Like, yeah, but those two things are really the only two things I can say I wish somebody would have told me before coming to PV. I'm really trying to think, because those are two, like, you know, little things. I'm trying to think of like big things. I can't really think of a big thing that I wish somebody would tell me. I kind of knew most stuff because most things about PV, because, you know, I watched videos of people like who went to PV prior to me on YouTube, but I feel like it's not really that many people that do it. Like, I see people doing it like now, but it be like vlogs. It don't really be like, you know, these type of videos. If it is, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. But that concludes the end of this video. I hope that, you know, I answered the questions that she gave me, because y'all won't be liking to comment and ask me questions. But if you're new here, please like, comment for sure, and tell me like if y'all have any more questions, because I'll do a part 2 to this if I get enough. And subscribe to, you know, stay tuned for the series. You know, how you gonna, you know, be notified when the series, you know, I drop part 2, because I am. Y'all ain't gonna know because y'all ain't subscribed and y'all ain't hit the notification button. So go ahead and do that, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Peace.